Hello, dreamers, and welcome back to Dream Queen by Perla. As always, guys, thank you for your love and support. Thank you for liking, sharing, subscribing to the channel. And if you haven't done so, I encourage you to do so. It helps with growing the channel, getting the video out there for more people, as well as keeping me accountable. For personal readings, all that information can be found down below in the description. So let's go ahead and see, what do we have for Gemini this week? You're contemplating, you're thinking, you're trying to make a decision. You're excuse me, you're over worrying or over analyzing a situation. The answers are that you're seeking is like, it's almost kind of like they're right there, right? Funny story, and I guess I have to share this. I was looking for this controller, right, that goes with the light, before I started. And I looked in the drawer because I'm like, I know for a fact that I put it in the drawer, right, in the top drawer. I looked 3 times and I couldn't find it. And it wasn't until I looked in every other spot of my desk and underneath my desk that I went back and I was like, okay, I'm going to take like 3 deep breaths. And I know exactly where I put it in that drawer, and I am going to find it. And I did just that. And the first thing that I see when I open the drawer, the freaking controller, right? So it's almost kind of like that energy. You're clouding... You're clouding the clarity because you're over analyzing or over obsessing over a situation. Allow yourself the time and the space to kind of declutter your mind and declutter like your spirit, in order to allow yourself to see the answer that you have been seeking for. There is a sense where, yeah, there is going to be changes. There is a sense of maybe connecting with different people, maybe branching out or doing something different. Now again, guys, this can be in any area of your life. This can be at work, this can be in your finances, this can be in your career, like, you know, your business, your love relationship, or whatever it is. There are connections that are coming your way. There are people that you're going to be meeting that are going to kind of like almost expand your space, right? Whether that is collaborating with someone, going into business, or starting a business with someone, or something of that matter. But in order for you to allow this energy to come in, you have to ground yourself. And regardless of what that means for you. Again, we always talk about grounding, and yes, meditation is great for grounding, but there's many different ways to do it, right? Some people sing, some people dance, some people exercise. Regardless of whatever it is for you, you need to go ahead and get started on that. And when you find yourself like over analyzing the situation or overthinking about something, sit your ass down. And if anything, just focus on your freaking breathing. Because again, this is almost kind of like this energy is becoming, it's almost kind of like this obsessive energy that I'm picking up when it comes to the space. So stop making things so difficult for you. Maybe at the beginning of your journey or your path, there were very specific things that worked to ground you, but it doesn't necessarily mean that that is what your spirit needs at this moment in time. And maybe that is the reason why you're not seeing the clarity, right? So like, let's use this as an example. Maybe when you first started your journey, meditating for an hour was what really helped you ground, right? And as time went by, you found yourself meditating less and less, or less frequently, right? Or maybe your sessions were 10 or 15 minutes or an hour or whatever. But it wasn't necessarily the stopping the meditation or the decreasing it that allowed you to become ungrounded. It is the fact that you didn't listen to yourself as to what that space was supposed to be filled in with, right? So when I first started, I used to meditate a lot for like literally like hours a day. And when certain other ways of grounding myself were coming up, I was refusing, or I was hesitant to do them before my hours of meditation. And, you know, I got sat down, and it was a rude awakening, like, hey, this is what you're supposed to be doing during the season, right? And it's kind of like that, like needing to learn to listen to those little nudges and those little things within you that are leading you to what it is that is going to best help you during the season. Because every season we are facing a different challenge. So that will or may require your grounding or your rituals or your day-to-day to be a little different. Because again, when we get stuck and we get so overly focused on a specific routine, then we do not allow ourselves the opportunity to continue on evolving or to continue growing. And that's kind of like what your message is basically it. Be a little bit more flexible and stop kind of like putting yourself in a box when it comes to how you ground yourself or how or your ritual practices or something like that. Like it's almost kind of like something is outdated when it comes to the to your energy. Like something is no longer in alignment with you, whether it is again your rituals or whatever practices you do or whatever you do to ground yourself. There's something that it doesn't matter how much time you're spending doing it, you're not getting the same results that you did in the past, and it is because you have outgrown that energy. So meaning it doesn't necessarily mean, let's put it this way, I shouldn't have said outgrown. It's almost like you outgrown it for this moment, let's put it that way. So it may be a practice or a ritual that you may have to go back to a year from now or 2 years from now when you're in similar energies, even if the situation is different. So it's almost kind of like your hand is being forced to be a little bit more flexible with the ways that you ground yourself. There is more than one way to ground yourself. Let's go ahead and let's pull out an oracle card for love. And I'm just pulling out one card. I'm not going deep depth into love, to be honest with you. So we have the Hand of Cards. Take a chance, a risk. Being strategic, options, not showing your hand, and gambling. So when it comes to love, make sure, for those of you that are not in a relationship or those of you that are in a new relationship, that you're ready for this. Because it's almost kind of like some of you may string someone along, or someone may be stringing you along. And regardless of the situation, whether it is you or someone else, like, well, I wouldn't say it was like the merry-go-round. Like, I don't know why the merry-go-round. But it's basically, you know, like what goes around comes around. So let's go ahead and let's pull out 3 tarot just to see if there's anything else. So we have the Queen of Swords. We have the High Priestess, are both in the reverse. And then we have the 6 of Pentacles in the upright position. The moment that you allow that... I know I'm stuttering over my words. And it is what it is at this point. But it's almost kind of like the moment that you give yourself that freedom to try something new or to try to listen to yourself more. The more you don't resist your own intuition and your own guidance, the quicker you're able to get back on track. The quicker you're able to get started on something. So stop fighting yourself. Stop fighting what the little nudges and the little intuitive insights that you're getting regarding a specific situation, and do whatever it is that you're being asked to do, even if it's something that you've never tried, because I feel that is what is going to allow you to again get back on track. So let's go ahead and let's pull out an oracle card to close your reading. Just one card, Spirit. Number 23, the Star Mother Arrakis. So there is a sense, like, how can I put it in words and with this? I'm sorry, but this card, and I'm not saying that she is, but in this card, she looks like very disappointed. It's almost kind of like when you see these memes on like social media, like you know, they get, they'll show like a picture of like an angel with like his head and his hands, like, fuck. Like, it is kind of like, this is kind of like the energy, like, your spirits are kind of giving off, like, hey, like, we've been telling you, like, for the past month or the past week, like, that this is what you gotta do, and you're not listening. And you're not listening. Like, you're so stuck in something that you're not listening, and they're just looking at you like, we're right here. Like, we're telling you what to do. Pay attention. That type of energy. It is kind of funny. Because it's like, again, your intuition is on point, but for some reason you're rejecting whatever it is that is coming in. Well, guys, that is all that I have for you for this week. Sending every single one of you love, strength, and blessing, guys. Take care. Love you all. Mwah. Bye-bye.